guys, welcome back to
TEDI!
Today we're here for our 4th episode. Today it's going to be Nancy and I, and we're going to go a little bit over our spring and how it's going and overall how we feel today. So,
let's begin by introducing ourselves again. My name is Nancy Cortez. I am a 4th year here at Southern Oregon University. My major is psychology, and I'm getting a micro-credential in Spanish as well. With that being said, I'm also part of the honors college here at SOU.
My name is Fatima Nansi, and I am part of the criminology department here and a little bit of political science. I'm hoping to expand myself more into clubs and things like that because I would like to have more titles like Nancy. But so far, I've been doing pretty great. And we're going to talk a little bit about our struggles, how we've been doing overall our term, how we can kick some butt, how we can finish strong overall, and yeah. So
it is the spring term. It is the third.
It's our third and last. Yeah, and it's the most fun term so
far.
It's so beautiful outside. Today it's pretty gloomy, but I'm looking forward to the color of Ashland that is coming in and being able to hit the lake, hit downtown Ashland, and just go on a lot more walks and hikes. What about you, Nancy?
A lot more outdoors.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
I feel like my main thing for this term is just like prioritizing myself, like making sure that like I'm going out more and like I'm giving myself like more self-care. I know like I can get really chaotic with my schedule, as like accepting everything, but I like have learned to like take a step back and just.
And Nancy is a senior. Nancy's a senior this year. She's graduating in this term.
Yes.
Pretty soon in June.
June 15th. Yay.
June 15th, and luckily she's had a great opportunity coming up. Would you like to tell us about what's going on after college?
Of course. So like I said before, my major is psychology. I am hoping to become, no, just kidding. I will be a bilingual counselor here for the Rogue Valley. I got accepted into the master's program, clinical and mental health counseling here at Southern Oregon University.
Let's go.
So I will be advocating for the Spanish-speaking community as the importance of mental health, always like self-care and things like that. So I'm really excited to start our program in the fall term of this year.
Which is very, very awesome, especially for our community and any BIPOC community because we really do have to expand that, and we are the ones taking care of our future generations and ourselves. But primarily, we have to start with ourselves, like you said, prioritizing ourselves and taking care of ourselves, whether it's going on a walk or hitting the Student Wellness Center or any type of like therapy or anything that you need in general. Checking in within yourself is the first priority, especially to do well in the spring and any term in general. At least that's what I found for myself. If I'm not stable myself, the rest of the world and everything around me is not stable either. So yeah, but also reach out to or write yourself a SOU Cares note, because sometimes it might get too late to be able to reach out to a teacher and say, hey, like, I'm struggling. But primarily, like, you're able to reach out to any like higher ed, and I think that's very important for us to be able to do.
So we do have a lot of resources available, like Fatima said, the CARES note or CARES letter.
And you can write that for yourself as well.
Tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah.
I want to know more, and I'm sure they want to know more.
So an SOU CARES note can be about reaching out for a friend or like anybody that you think might have some internal like problems going on, or like you just care about them. You want to know that they're okay, that they're stable, like. They might reach out to you and say, hey, like, this is going on right now. Or you can write it for yourself. It's completely anonymous if you want to, but it can also be non-anonymous.
Yeah.
But they will reach out to you and they'll, like, be like, hey, can we get in contact? Like, we can help you with, like, A, B, C, and D. And primarily, all they want to do is help you and, like, make sure that you are succeeding in every way that you can. And we understand that mental health is, like, one of the primary. But they also have, like, opportunities like financial aid and, like, any resources as well to connect you with whatever situation that you're in and try to do the best to help you to succeed. Yeah.
I've also heard that it's not limited to those students who only live in the dorms. It's available for everybody, even if they're commuting, like I'm commuting. So don't think that like it's just a limit to those who are living here on campus, because if you're not on campus and you would like to do a CARES note, feel free to do it. And like you said, it can be anonymous. You can write your name. It's up to you. So you always have that option available. So now that we talked a little bit more about like how to prioritize ourselves and do a little bit more about self-care, we would like to discuss about like some struggles that we had in like these couple last terms, and like how we can improve it for this spring term.
So definitely for me, I've struggled to communicate with my professors. I know that I'm able to talk to them, but sometimes I feel like a little more intimidated within like my smaller classes. I do know that like I need to work on like just sending the email and just like being able to write the email, because like, you know, the more that you procrastinate and within reaching out and your struggles and things like that, you might prevent yourself from like an opportunity or like just being able to help yourself. So I definitely need to work on that, but for sure need to build up on my communication, how to talk to my professors, and as well as my academic successors and advisors as well. What about you?
You talked a little bit about like the communicating. Do you think like I know like professors put like their office hours in their like syllabus. Do you think like that's one of the ways that you would like to start doing more?
Yeah,
or
definitely.
Like emailing just?
Sometimes I just feel intimidated to reach out, or I feel like, oh my gosh, they're not going to want to hear from me, but I just have to get out of that mentality and know that they're here for me and that they have those office hours for a reason. We are paying for those office hours for a reason, and to take advantage of that is what we most definitely need to do. And most of the time they're super happy to see people there because it is part of their schedule and they are waiting for one of us to pop in, so I'd say it's definitely worth the while. Yeah. Definitely. Do you want to tell us about where you've been struggling a little bit?
I feel like for me it has been like the procrastinating type of thing. Last term I had like assignments giving like halfway through the week that I was like unsure like when I was gonna fit it in my schedule. So like in the beginning of my weeks for the term, it was struggle. Like I was like unsure, like what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? Like I don't want to do it in late. Like I want to stay on top of it. But one of the things that I noticed quickly was like how effective our Google calendars can be.
Yeah.
Like setting times where like we can get notified for anything. I know like for me, like I only have my iPad for schoolwork. Like my phone is my personal phone. So definitely just like setting like boundaries for myself and just like making sure that like, okay, this time I have it designated for this. Like when I'm gonna fit things in the beginning of the week, that way like at the end of the week I'm not like struggling or overthinking it.
I definitely procrastinate a lot, and I'd say that Google Calendar has helped me a lot as well as also putting it on a paper planner, because I really need to see everything. I'm a visual learner, I'm visual everything, but I definitely say that that's super duper useful. And any type of procrastinating, like any issues with procrastinating, I think it's my biggest as well, but I don't know.
It just happens. I mean, like for us, we're students. Like we're full-time students. We have
and you need to work to survive. You need to work. You need to work to be here.
And have like a social life.
It's super duper understandable, and that's kind of why we want to go over like just focusing on ourselves and like how we've been and like coming down back to earth for this episode, because we understand and we are like, if not part-time, close to full-time, if not full-time, like part-time like workers, and like we struggle as well with the mental, and we also are trying to be here, trying to be our A game, you know, and we definitely want to be able to recognize that more throughout our campus and know that you are heard and that we're just as in the pit as you guys are.
Yes, we are. We might seem okay outside, but we have a packed schedule.
Yeah.
I did want to touch base on like how you said like the emailing. I've been a TA for like 2 years, a little over 2 years now, and I have to say like emailing professors or just emailing like the TAs is very helpful, just because like we love to hear from the students and like how we can help. Like at the end of the day, we are here to help. Like we want students to learn and understand like the material that they're getting. So just, and like even if a deadline is not within like, or somehow like you missed it or like something like that, just sending an email can go a long ways.
It's always way better to reach out than waiting the last day to say, I'm so sorry I had this going on, because although like you might have the worst situation going on, some professors we just can't convince them whatsoever. Some professors will like strictly like stick to the syllabus, and so it's definitely like way better to reach out when you know that you're struggling, you know that you need that help, because they're there for your success, and like you are there for your success. You want the best from your college experience, and you also want to have fun. You also want to be taking care of yourself, and we know that, because we also want to be able to do that. We want to be able to finish strong. Nancy wants to be able to finish strong, go across that stage, and like,
you too,
bye y'all. But Fortunately, she'll be here for our master's, and it's really a really great opportunity to see that one of the gals from the office is like going to be around still and like moving up and doing a difference in our community and a difference for our future and BIPOC people in general. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if like there's a study place that you can think of, like where you can just focus mentally and just be like,
yes,
I'm here.
I love our library. Our library is right next to our Churchill building. I love going from our library in here. This place is an amazing like study spot. Mm-hmm. It's obviously open access to students as well, as long as there's no meetings going on, and like it's always a safe space. I definitely say that the library is my favorite because it also has the southern grounds at the bottom in case I want a snack. What about you?
That is true. I was gonna say the same thing. I like the library. I feel
yeah,
like
our library is gorgeous.
The study rooms, and like even if like I didn't know that I could reserve a room online.
Yeah.
Until like they asked me like, hey, do you know how to do it online? You can just do it without coming here.
Yeah.
But I would just walk in to like the service center and they'd be like, yeah, like we have one available, and then you can just shut the door, even close the blinds in some rooms.
And there's also like solo rooms.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Our library is like really great in the source that it has like the tutor center, the writing center, the math center, and then obviously like our computer services and our computers, and I think it's really cool that we're also able to check out movies. Did you know that?
I didn't.
We can check out movies.
Make sure to take advantage of those tutor centers opportunities.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I mean, they're there to help. They want us to succeed as well. Like, they're just an extra help that we can get aside from like those in class.
And there's also awesome places in Ashland that you're able to, that are within walking distance. I don't know if you've heard of like Bloomsbury Books.
No.
It's like a little cafe. They have like books there. Yeah, and then across the street we also have Case Coffee, right?
Oh yeah.
I see a lot of students in there all the time.
Case or the Remix one, which is on the other side as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of cafes here that you guys should definitely hit, as well as like
even the every building has like a little session where you can just, or a little like table.
Yeah, Taylor Hall has a really, I think it has like 2 spots or maybe just 1, but they're really good. Most of the people are so respectful of like the quiet space as well. I'd say the only time that it gets loud is like during periods of passing times. Yeah.
All right, students. So ultimately, the purpose of this podcast was just to recap like how far our term has gone. Like,
a quick little update.
Definitely. Like some struggles that we go, like we are students as well, so we do have struggles like any other student would. But we just wanted to say like we always have resources available, whether it's reaching out to professors by email or going to their office hours, the tutoring center in the library, as well as our health and wellness center.
The SJAC, which is the Student Justice and Equity Center for us, as well as this office is open.
Yes. And it doesn't, it takes less than a couple...
And SOU Cares Note.
Couple minutes to just fill out an email, do it online, or even going in person. And if you do decide to go to the Health and Wellness Center, it is like about $15. But I'm sure if like you really need access to it, they can work with you to use that resource as well.
Mm-hmm. And thank you guys again for continuing to watch. We really want to say thank you, and we appreciate you guys' time always. Tune in for next time, of course, with your hostess,
Nancy,
and Fatima with TEDI!